I am really, really terrible about finishing series. I'm amazing at starting series, but I'm really, really bad at finishing them. And that needs to change. I am Jessie, and today we're going to talk about most of the series I need to finish. These are all the books that are from series that I am really enjoying, but for some reason have never continued on with. Like, I'm really bad about starting and not finishing. Like, I'll start a book and absolutely love it, and then like be like, oh, there's like 3 more books, and then just never pick them up because I don't know why, because I'm weird. And then I'll start another series, and then I'll have that one, and I'll just read like the first like 2 books, but then I never read the last one. So I need to get my life together and read the books I have, especially the ones that are like series and continuations in series, because I need to just stop buying shit and read what I have and finish the series that I've already started. If you love these, let me know which one I should prioritize, or which ones I should prioritize, because sequels, man. The first one that I want to get to is the second book in the Coven series by Ari Salvatore. And yes, this is a tiny little baby book. I didn't know it was that little when I bought it, but oops. The Reckoning of Fallen Gods is the second one in this series. I really loved the first one, Child of a Mad God, and I'm excited to read this one, but a little nervous because I know Brittany from Books with Brittany loved the first one too, and then DNF'd the second one. So I'm a little nervous. Like, I hope I love it, and I really, really, really want to enjoy it because I loved the first book. But I think the reason I've been putting this one off is because I've been scared that I'm just gonna hate it. And I don't want that to be the case, but like, I should probably just read it anyway, just to know. So definitely need to pick this one up very soon, even if it is a little tiny baby book. The next book that I want to read to like continue on in a series that I'm really enjoying is Scarlet, the second book in the Lunar Chronicles. I have the entire Lunar Chronicles and have only ever read Cinder, and I want to change that. I want to see the whole series all the way through because I own it and I enjoy it, and I like fairy tale retellings and I like sci-fi. So this is like a sci-fi YA fairy tale retelling series, and I'm down for that. I loved Cinder. Don't know why I haven't picked up Scarlet. I had this on my TBR a while back and then didn't get to it, so I took it off my TBR. I don't know. We're gonna get to it at some point because I just want to finish this series out. Another one that I want to get to, probably sooner rather than later, is Supernova, which is the last book in the Renegade series. I read the first 2 earlier this year, and I really, really loved them, so I picked up the third one. I just haven't gotten around to picking it up yet, but I'm so excited and curious to see how Marissa Meyer ends this, because I just love her writing. Obviously, with the Lunar Chronicles and then with this series, like, her writing is just super easy to consume. Like, it's simplistic in a good way. Like, it's easy. It's easy to consume. They're not super heavy or dark. It's not super flowery, which I really like. And I just love the writing. I think it's a really, really cute series, and I want to see how it ends, darn it. Another one that I need to work on, but like, I know I'm not finishing anytime soon, is the Wheel of Time series. This is the Dragon Reborn, which is the 3rd book in the series. I have read the first 2 this year. I plan on reading this one and at least 1, maybe 2 others the rest of the year, because this is like a 14-book series. I know I am not gonna get all the way through it this year, but I have been so enjoying this world, and it's just so much fun, and I love the characters, and it's long, y'all. It's long, and there's a lot of detail, and it's very descriptive, and I'm enjoying it though. And I want to get pretty far into it before the Amazon Prime show comes out, because I don't want to be like super spoiled for the books with the Prime show. Like, I want to be right there and enjoy it, and like I want to be able to like pick out the nuances and see the differences between the book and the show. And I just think it's going to be really fun to watch the show once I've read more of the series. So definitely need to work my way through this. This one I actually plan on getting to next month. It is on my August TBR, but I wanted to show it anyway. And that is Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson, the second book in the Stormlight Archives. And y'all, she nice and thick. Like, this is a big old book. How many pages are we? Sanderson, what are you doing to me? Almost 1,100 pages, y'all. So it's big. But I am reading this with the Storm Along 2020, and I am just excited to get to it and read through it with a bunch of other people that are also reading through it. This will be my first time reading through Words of Radiance. I kind of am rereading Way of Kings with them right now, and it's been so much fun. So I'm excited to jump into this when it's like time to get to Words of Radiance in August, because I loved the first book. The series is just so intriguing. I love Sanderson's writing, you know that by now. So I need to get here. Another one that I really need to pick up, because I own the whole series and have only read the first book, is Lady Smoke, which is the second book in the Ash Princess trilogy. I really enjoyed the first book when I read it. It is a YA fantasy about this girl whose kingdom is taken over and everyone is killed except for her, and she is kept basically as a political prisoner because she is the like rightful heir to the throne, but they like keep her in line to like keep her people from uprising, and like they publicly beat her if, you know, there's an uprising of her people. It's so good. It's kind of typical YA, like it's tropey. It's typical YA tropes, but I thought it was so much fun, and I really want to read the second and third books, mainly because I own them and I enjoyed the story, so I need to get to them. This is a series that's actually not finished yet, but I want to read the second book because I loved the first book and just haven't gotten around to it, and that is Heart of Flames by Nikki Palpretto. This was so good. I loved Crown of Feathers. I did a whole review for it. I can link if you want to see that. But I am so excited to get to the second book in the series because I need to know what happened after the events of the first book. And somehow I bought it and just haven't gotten around to it. Because I'm a trash can human, apparently. It's so good, and the cover is really, really pretty. But I want to get back into this series and see what happens. I also really want to get to the second book in the Shades of Magic series. This is The Gathering of Shadows. I have all 3 books. I really enjoyed the first one, and I want to see what happens next. I just loved it. V.E. Schwab's writing, again, was super consumable. Like, this is an adult fantasy series about people that can travel from different Londons, so it's kind of like interdimensional travel, but everything's connected, but there's only like very, very few people that can travel between these worlds, and it's very political, and I love that. It's been so good, so I'm excited to see where that goes. I also want to waste no time getting to the Obelisk Gate, because I am loving the 5th season, and I want to binge this entire series, and I'm only halfway done with the 5th season, but I already want to read this and Stone Sky because so good. So good. Definitely rising to one of my like favorite series of all times. Yes, there's a very strange perspective in the first book where it's second person, which is pretty jarring because we're not really used to reading in a second person point of view, but I actually think it works so well and really loved it. So I'm excited to see how that book ends and to get back into this one. There's also a couple books that I don't physically own, but I want to get to because they are continuations in series that I have really been enjoying. The first one is Queen of the Unwanted, which is the second book to Women's War, which I did a full review of. I will link that. It was so good. It is a very like feminist manifesto type fantasy, and I think more people should read it. It was so good. I really enjoyed it. Queen of the Unwanted is the second book, and I am just so excited to see what happens after the events of that first book, because oh my god, did shit happen and shit went down, and I need to know what happens next. I also really want to pick up The Toll by Neil Shusterman. I read Thunderhead and Scythe earlier this year, and I just need to round it out and finally read The Toll. I need to pick it up. I need to read it. I also still need to read the last book in the second era Mistborn. I cannot think of the name off the top of my head right now of the third book in second era, but I've read the first two, Shadows of Self and Alloy of Law. I think the third one is Bands of Mourning. I could be wrong. I'll insert a picture, but I really want to finish second era Mistborn because it was so enjoyable, and I love Wax and Wane, and it was just it's fun. It's super different than the first era. Like, stakes are so much lower and the magic is a little different. It's like the magic evolved, which I really enjoyed, and I'm loving it. You know, I'm a Sanderson girl. Like, I love me some Sanderson, so I need to finish it. All right, and those are all of the series that I really need to finish, really want to finish, or, you know, at least just continue on with, because some of the series aren't finished or are 14 books long, like The Wheel of Time. But if you've read any of these and you want to let me know which one I should prioritize, which, you know, series continuation I could continue on with next, let me know. And I will probably add some series continuations to my next TBR, which is another video that I need to film. Oh my god, August is coming up so soon. Why? Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments below which book I should pick up next. My name is Jessie. I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I will see you guys next time.